Hello and welcome to another episode of Ctrl-Alt-Defend. My name is Dirk Prinsloo, and today, as always, I'm going to take you through some of the latest news announced by Microsoft in the world of security, of course. Today we've got a few announcements around Defender, XDR, and some of the Defender capabilities. But before we jump into those, I think there's two of the new announcements that relies on something that is relatively new to us, which is called Microsoft Sentinel Data Lake. So today, I'd just like to do a brief explanation of what this is, because that is a prerequisite of some of these newer features that Microsoft announced. So what is a Sentinel Data Lake? I think before I answer that question, I think let's look at how Microsoft Sentinel stores, or where are all the ingested data being stored. We all know that is a log analytics workspace, right? So it goes in there. Sentinel uses those logs for real-time detection, alerting, and hunting, and whatnot. Obviously, run your KQL queries from that as well. So what is Data Lake, and how does Sentinel make use of it? I think it's best compared. I think most of us would know what a data lake is, and obviously it's no different than the Sentinel data lake, but this one probably a bit more dedicated for Sentinel purposes. But consider the data lake as a huge truck. Right, it's slower to access, but way cheaper to store lots of data for the long haul. So longer retention, right? So up to 12 years of data retention, lower storage costs, but not meant for kind of instant high-speed alerting. So I think a lot of people will start making use of Sentinel Data Lake to do trend analysis and those kind of things, where you can still use your KQL queries, but that's a kind of the base of it, right? So, okay, let's jump into some of the announcements. So first of all, we have the blast radius analysis that Microsoft announced in Defender. It's a new capability that helps security analysts see how an incident might spread. It uses the graph capabilities in Sentinel's Data Lake, as I mentioned, and this is security trimmed, right? So the analyst will only see what they've been given access to. Now, to gain access to this blast radius kind of view, you'll open the context menu of a node, all right, and to view the top 8 rated attack paths, if you would. Here we can see that, and to see a list of all the paths, you basically go to the top and say view full blast radius list, and you are then presented with a few things that you can then additionally see from those entities. Some really helpful additions to the incident graph for investigation, so I think that's going to come in handy. Right, moving over to the second one that also relates to this, which is this hunting graph, right, as part of an advanced hunting. It basically shows how devices, users, and other parts of your environment are connected, almost like a visual map of potential attack paths. Now, you don't need to write complex queries. There is a way that you just pick a scenario, like who accessed sensitive data, fill in some few details, and the graph then goes along and builds itself. You can obviously then zoom in and out and apply filters to focus on what matters, like shortest paths or critical users, etc. But the graph helps you find the weak spots, like users with too much access or devices linked to sensitive systems, etc. So again, great, fantastic for the security operations team. Good additions. Microsoft Defender now monitors agent tool invocation calls in near real time, or real time, as Microsoft puts it out. For example, if a suspicious or high-risk action is detected in a agent, right? So specifically around Copilot Studio agents, if such a suspicious action is detected, maybe like a known prompt injection pattern, the action is blocked before it is actually executed. So for another example of that would be an HR bot, right? So somebody built an HR chatbot agent, and trying to trick it by a hidden prompt to send out confidentially salary information of that kind. Defender will detect this unauthorized action and block it before the tool can actually respond. So it's going to be interesting how that pans out. And here we see from an incident graph perspective what that might look like. All right. Moving over to Defender for Identity. So Defender for Identity can now pull in Okta data. So if you're not familiar with Okta, Okta is another very, very popular identity and access management cloud-based solution. And with the integration here, it gives us a full view across, the on-prem Active Directory Entra ID, which was kind of the on-prem ID was kind of the focus, or still is the focus of Defender for Identity, but also then weave in Entra ID and Okta telemetry. It flags risky Okta behavior like anonymous access, token abuse, or privilege changes, and those kind of stuff. And we can take action directly, right? Revoke actions, deactivate users, set risk levels in Okta. But the key here is that there are some customers that that uses Okta to augment their existing Active Directory or even Entra ID as well. So this is a great, fantastic add-on that Microsoft has added to increase visibility from an identity perspective. That was short, so that's all I had time for today, but thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe to our channel as always, and then stay safe guys, and take care until the next one. Ciao, bye bye.